hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Ahmadiyyah.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking straight, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Hello, Pearly. Vince, I am from the UK. All right. Let's get into it. Cookie. Claudette's in the house. Queen Huey is here. All right. Songwriter Sunny. Okay, Desmond. Shout out to my moderators putting in work, and shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get ready to get into it. I see you 504 Nola, Diddy in Dallas, DJ Big Six, Latasha. Okay, so before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells a beard oil. All right, so let's get into it. Hello, Leon, Pearly, Terry Hinton in the house, Obsidian Blaze. All right, let's get it started. Buckhorst, DC. So listen. Now, TMZ put out a story that Diddy is supposed to be getting out of jail by the end of this week. Okay, saying that Trump's commuting his sentence. Now, an official from the White House has come out and denied it all, said that's not the case. And so we're going to get into it because I don't know who's telling a lie or who's telling the truth. But TMZ says they stand by their story. So let's get into it. Diddy, TMZ stands by story after White House denial. Trump considering commuting Diddy's sentence possibly this week. So this was reported at 6:33 a.m. this morning, Pacific Standard Time. So the White House Communications Office is saying that our story is not true. This is what TMZ is saying. We stand by our story. Our story is accurate. Donald Trump is considering commuting Diddy's sentence as early as this week. And this is according to a high-ranking White House official. So according to our source, the president is facilitating I'm sorry, vacillating on a commutation. Now, we're told that some of the White House staff are urging Trump not to commute the sentence, but our source states the obvious. Trump will do whatever he wants. And we're told that Trump could set Diddy free as early as this week. Now, Diddy is serving a 50-month prison sentence for violating the Mann Act. He served 13 months and with credit, and he could get out in 2 years. But none of that matters if Trump commutes his sentence. So, as you know, Trump commuted the sentence of former Congressman George Santos last Friday. You all remember, I reported that to you. George Santos, with all those nefarious lies that he told, he should still be in prison as far as I'm concerned, but let's continue. Now, we know almost immediately after Diddy was sentenced earlier this month, his legal team was in touch with a high ranking White House official who has the ear of the president regarding a commutation for Diddy or a pardon. Just days later, Trump told the media that he was aware of them asking. Now, Diddy fell out of Trump's graces when he supported Biden in 2020, but Trump did not slam the door shut on showing Diddy mercy. We're told it's now squarely on the table. Okay, well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see at the end of the day, because like I said, the White House is denying it all. Okay, here's what they say. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here's what they report. This is from NBC News. White House official pushes back on report that Trump is considering pardoning Sean Diddy Combs. TMZ reported on Monday that the president was vacillating on a commutation for the music mogul, citing a high-ranking White House official. Now, they say the White House official on Tuesday pushed back on a report that President Donald Trump is even considering it. Okay? They say this is a zero. Hold on. They say there is zero truth to the TMZ report, which we would have gladly explained had they reached out to us before running their fake news. Honey, this is what the official told NBC News in a statement. Now, the president, not anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons, okay, and for anyone getting their sentence commuted. This is what they say. Cassie Carver, a spokesperson for TMZ, said in a brief statement that we stand by our story. So lawyers for Combs also did not immediately return a request for comment about the disparity between the White House statement and TMZ's reporting. However, Combs' lawyers have previously told NBC News that they have been pursuing a pardon for their client. So I don't know, because like I said, the White House officials are denying this. They're saying that's not true, and that was reported by NBC News, but also another publication, USA Today. They say Trump commuting Santos's prison sentence is just more presidential overreach. They don't say anything about Diddy, but I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think? You all think that Trump's going to commute Diddy's sentence? I have several questions. Okay, I have several questions at the end of the day. Hold on, beloveds. So now we have TMZ saying that this is all true. We have NBC saying that it isn't. We have US Weekly saying the White House denies it. Okay, then we have the Daily Mail says White House denies it. It looks like everybody else other than TMZ is saying that the White House is denying this. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, TMZ says they're standing by their story, but they likely wouldn't want to admit that they got it wrong if, in fact, they are wrong. White House denies report Trump's considering commuting Diddy's prison sentence. So I don't know. I guess we'll all have to stay tuned. But with that all being said, Leon said he'd be surprised. Okay, I would too. Adwa says, I know I said your name wrong. Adwoa, maybe, says, I think it might be commuted. I mean, either way, Diddy doesn't have a lot of time. He's only going to be in there for about 2 years either way. So with that all being said, let's talk about Section 8. Okay, because have you all gotten the word that Section 8 is done for? It's over. It's a wrap. And people are upset. They're crashing out all over the internet. People are getting mad. They're talking about this isn't fair. Well, what do y'all think? What do you all think, beloveds, about Section 8? If they turn off Section 8, what do you all feel about it? Let me know. Okay. Ones in the chat if you think they should end Section 8. Twos if you disagree. Ones if you think they should end it. And twos if not. Let me know what y'all are thinking. Let me know what you guys are thinking because it's coming to an end, according to reports. All right. Allegedly. And so here's what they say. All of y'all, most of the people putting twos, some people putting ones. Here's the thing. I think they should get rid of Section 8. I think they should because I think it cripples people, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, I just think they should get rid of it. It makes people lazy and lackluster and not want to do any damn thing to get ahead in life. They stay complacent and complicit and stay in the same space and the same place, never moving forward. Okay, never taking 2 steps forward, just right there stuck. That's what they do. And if that's the life you want to live, then go right ahead. But I hope they do end Section 8 to make people do what they need to do. This is all pathetic to me. So let's talk about it. Some 4 million people could lose federal housing assistance under new plans from the Trump administration, according to experts who reviewed drafts of 2 unpublished rules obtained by ProPublica. Now, the rules have paved the way, or they would pave the way, for a host of restrictions long sought by conservatives, including time limits on living in public housing, work requirements. For many people receiving federal housing assistance, they should have to work, in my opinion, and the stripping of aid from entire families if one member of the household is in the country illegally. Now, the first Trump administration tried and failed to implement similar policies, and renewed efforts have been in the works since early in the president's second term. Now, the documents obtained by ProPublica lay out how the administration intends to overhaul major housing programs that serve some of the nation's poorest residents, with sweeping reforms that experts and advocates warn will weaken the social society net amid historically high rents, home prices, and homelessness. These are rules that are going to cause an enormous amount of hardship for millions of people and communities across the country. This is what Will Fisher, Director of Housing Policy at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a nonpartisan think tank, said. It's going to cause people to become homeless, kids to be pulled out of their schools, people to lose their jobs. A spokesperson for the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which drafted the rules, declined to comment. All right, well, here's what I think. Buy Section 8, get rid of it, throw it out, toss it out. The only people who should even think about being on Section 8 are people who are elderly and people who are disabled. If you have some sort of disability to where you can function properly as a normal healthy person would, it enables you or it disables you from working gainful employment, you should be able to get Section 8. If you're an able-bodied person, get your sorry ass up, go get a job, and get to work like the rest of us. Like the rest of us. I don't like lazy people, and I don't like people who sit around and wait for the government to send them a darn check when there's nothing wrong with them getting up off their rump and going and getting a job. Some people are just lazy. Some people are lying to get Section 8 and food stamps, and they just sit there and defraud the government because they're just lazy. Okay. And then they go off on their children or the people who live in the household with them and don't want those people to work for fear that that will ruin their benefits. Okay, I think it's high time that they get rid of it because to me, you see, that's one thing that I never really liked about the Democrats. I always felt like the Democrats were doing too much when they're giving people all these SNAP benefits and Section 8, because that to me is making you dependent and reliant upon the government and not making you do for self. If you can get away with paying $100, $50 for rent every month, living in a home that is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it really, market value or market rate, the rent would be like $1,100 and some dollars, $1,200, $1,300 a month, and you're only paying like $50 because you're on Section 8 and there's nothing wrong with you. And you don't want to go out and get a job because then you'll be above the income guidelines to qualify for Section 8. And so that makes you just stay below the poverty level so you can stay on Section 8. That's crazy. And as for the people who lie and get on Section 8 and they really are working, well, if you've been working for a whole decade and paying $50 a month because you had Section 8 vouchers obtained illegally, I hope you saved that money, because if you didn't, how dumb are you? Because what were you doing with all the extra cash that you saved from not having to pay the full rent? Have questions. Let's look at this one lady whose sorry self, all she wanted to do was collect Section 8, so much so she didn't even want her son to get a job, teaching him to have a poverty mindset just like her. These kind of Black people get on my last nerves, seriously, and especially when they put this on their children and just want them to have a life full of, lack. Okay, because that's fine with them, to be sorry and a deadbeat and just lying around collecting a check every month. Okay, living on income-based housing or low-income housing or whatever. And you know what your child to do better, to have a better life? You talk to them as if they're wrong for wanting to excel or go forward in life. That's real crazy. But let's get into it. And I also think this is the same lady, because there's another clip on here with a guy saying that she lied to him about the rent, telling him rent's $1,100 when it's only $100 because she's on Section 8. And it looks like the same lady. I'm not sure if it is or not, but they both look alike.
Not getting no job. If you go get a job, they're going to take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're going to count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No. So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But Ma, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, Ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like, that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you
to have a
don't
house?
do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And I'm
Won't they
trying
be
to tell
like?
you
Won't
that
they
you
be?
can go get yours at ease. You can go get
They will.
nice house.
No, they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, Ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go?
I don't
have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
But if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take a long.
So what? That's what I'm
Wait
saying.
a few months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us.
I thought the rent was $1,100, bro. I just opened the paper. This shit say you been paying $100, bro. You on Section 8, gang?
Why does it matter?
So you got me in here. What the fuck is you doing with $1,100 every month?
I don't matter. I have other bills to pay.
You ain't never just get down on me. No, I ain't got shit for myself. That's selfish as fuck.
How is that selfish? The rent.
I can't believe this shit right now. You literally paying $100 a month for rent, gang. I've been giving you $1,100. You don't understand what the fuck going on right now?
I just got accepted for Section 8. I was going to tell you. You ain't giving me no time to
It's
tell
you for real. You dead ass serious right now?
So you mad?
So where the fuck the money at? What you spending the money on?
We got other bills here.
What is you spending the money on?
Damn, you sitting here mad about $1,100.
I need my shit back.
What you need back?
Cause you got me out here working hard as hell to get $1,100, gang.
I don't have
and that shit not even going to no bills. Where the fuck is my money at?
What?
Where the fuck is my bread?
Oh my God.
Go get my shit.
Look at my hair, girl.
No, the fuck you not. Ain't nobody getting shit done around this bitch.
Watch out.
No, go get my shit, man.
Why the fuck did you go down there to the Section 8 place and tell them people that you live with me and you showed them the mail and you know you got me and my fucking kids kicked out? They came.
I sure did. Did you all hear that? Now I find it also interesting. First of all, people were saying that might be a skit. Here's the thing. Y'all think people don't do stuff like that in real life? Even if it was a skit, and I doubt it was, but even if so, there are people who actually live like that. They don't want anything better. They're perfectly fine just maintaining the bare minimum. And they will talk to their children and teach them the same. Now, you heard that lady at the end cursing the guy out because she says that he went down to the welfare office, as she called it, and gave them his address. He likely showed them a piece of mail with her address on it and told them that he lives there just to get her in trouble and get her kicked off Section 8 because he was probably ticked off at her. Okay? And so she was lying. And so that's what she got. At the end of the day, there's a whole lot of people out here committing fraud. Okay? And just being sorry and no good, as far as I'm concerned. All right, Tree says time to get off off they behind, right? And they need to go to work like the rest of us. That's right. They need to grind like the rest of us, beloved. You're absolutely right. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, they absolutely do need to get off their backs and work. Some people don't want nothing better out.
So I want to make a quick video about this. I've been asked a lot of questions about it. Will a government shutdown stop Section 8 payments? And here's your answer. I got this letter from my local housing authority by email last week, basically to give you the chat GPT version of it. Basically said October is funded, partial of November is funded. After that, if the shutdown continues, we will not be getting paid our rent, which for me is a little bit north of $40,000 a month that I will not be getting in rent. And this is why I'm very big on reserves, and don't listen to the other gurus out there that try to sit there and say, oh, you can do real estate investing without any money out of pocket. That's not true, because the 5% a month that you're going to set aside for vacancy or whatever numbers you had in your head, that's not going to be able to make up for your whole mortgage payment. The bank don't care if there's a shutdown. They're still going to want their money on the first. So now the basically most surefire thing in real estate being Section 8 rent being guaranteed, that's the most guaranteed thing in real estate. And even now you're seeing that that's still not guaranteed. So reserves. You should not be investing if you don't have any money in the bank. I think it's a horrible idea. It's an easy way to get a foreclosure on your record. Don't do it.
I tell you the truth. You see Trump say you taking that Section 8? You see that? You see? That partial rent you be paying? You got to go pay full rent like everybody else. You heard me? So don't go to talk about no homeless shelters. Trump fit take that Section 8 from you, Section 9 and 10. And he need to take the sections from the club from you too. Because that where you at with your Section 8 houses, always in the section in the club, and go home to your Section 8, pulling up in your Infinity truck or your Benz C300, pulling right up to your Section 8 house and your C300 after you just left the section in the club, popping bottles. See, that's why Trump taking your Section 8 from you. Then you'll be in Section 9 and 10. See? The joke's on you, dust. Nah.
So let me guess, I'm the only one that supports the 2-year restriction on Section 8 as well. I remember when, I'm not going to use no names, I remember this lady, I had a business, a restaurant, and I wanted to hire her daughter. She told me no, because they're gonna lower my benefits. So she told me her daughter couldn't get a job to support herself because they were going to lower her benefits. That crushed me. But it's like, dang, y'all really just out here just like, no, I'm supposed to be poor. I'm supposed to live like this. I'm supposed to live in these drug-infested neighborhoods. This is how life is supposed to be. And you're not even going to try. And then when somebody has something to say or something that's meant to encourage you or uplift you to think outside of the box, you want to be mad. What you mad at me for? Because word on the street is I think I'm better than everybody. No, I think I'm better than that. Yes, I am. I am. For sure I am.
Okay, no lies detected. Like, some people just don't want to do anything. They just want to be lazy and poor and broke and stay that way. And here's the thing. Now, if you were on Section 8 for just a period of time until you got on your feet, that's one thing. But there's people out here that's been on Section 8 for decades. Okay, and they haven't saved up a damn dime because all they do is take the extra money, okay, and go out here and pop bottles like Tia said. Go out here partying at the club, buying sharp outfits, getting these Brazilian weaves and all that. Yeah, it's time for it all to come to an end. Get your behind up, go get a job like everybody else. Okay? Like everybody else, honey. I absolutely love it. I know some of y'all gonna be crying in the car. Some of y'all gonna be crying in the car when they cut it off, honey, but it's gotta come to an end. All good things do, don't they?
It's just been confirmed that they taking Section 8 away. It's official this time. For everybody who don't believe me, I want y'all to go do your own research. Section 8 is over with, so all y'all laying around waiting on the government to pay y'all bills, waiting on the government to send y'all these little checks for y'all light bills, it's over with. Landlords finna be pissed off. Even some of the people on Section 8 can't even come up with the $200-$300 to pay their damn landlord the little $300-$400. You can't even come up with that. So let me tell you something. You think life was hard before, life it'll get even worse. And I hate to say this, y'all, but it's a lot of lazy individuals out here sitting around waiting on that government check every month. That's over with. If you're not an old person, if you're not disabled, you will not receive financial government assistance. You will not qualify. You will not be able, if y'all notice, y'all been filling out these applications for Section 8 and everybody been getting denied. Ain't nobody been getting approved for it. Let's be real. Think about it. Ain't nobody been getting approved for Section 8 lately. Go do your homework. It's just been confirmed that they...
All right. I mean, these people can get mad all they want. Out here paying this low arse rent and living lavish too. Living lavish at the end of the day on the government's dime.
I got some breaking news regarding Section 8 and HUD information. If you receive HUD or if you know somebody that is on Section 8, project-based Section 8 as well, please share this video and repost it and stay put because you're going to want to hear the changes coming in for October 2025 statewide, okay? Happening October 2025, HUD confirmed that in October, HUD is rolling out a new income verification rule that these changes are going to impact so many residents. These changes apply to all Section 8 and public housing tenants, not those that just been on these programs for 2 years. Here are what they're looking to do. Mandatory annual income re-verification, even for fixed or income households, real-time data checks using IRS and Social Security card records, and stricter rules for verifying gigs, self-employment, and cash income. Penalties for failing to report income changes within 10 days are going to be drastic. These changes, again, are from a broader perspective to reduce fraud and improve accuracy in rent and calculation. So what Section 8 tenants should know, okay? I'm reading this off of my notes. Income will be checked more closely. HUD will now use IRS and Social Security data to verify your income. If you have side jobs, gigs, or get paid in cash, they're going to look for it. You must report these income changes fast. If your income goes up or down, you must report it within 10 days. Not reporting it could lead to rent increases, repayments, repayment demands, even termination from the program. They are not playing. Annual reviews are going to be mandatory. Even if you're on a fixed income like SSI or SSD, you're still going to go through an annual income. Should you be worried? Again, keep your paperwork organized. Report income changes very quickly. Okay, don't lose your Section 8 over something so silly. Don't hide any source of income. But if you've been relying on unreported income or haven't updated your housing authority about these changes, these are going to cause problems for you because they're going to find out. So what you can do right now, gather all income and documents, pay stub, benefit letters, etc. Make sure your housing authority has your contact info. Ask questions early. Don't wait until you get a letter. So if you have anything in the mail, this is what they're going to say. This is the letter that's coming in October, just letting you know what is to come. So if you're that person that is getting Zelle, you're cash apping, they're going to find out. They're really cracking down. If they get an inkling that you're receiving a source of income that is not down in your file, you will be at risk of losing your Section 8. It is a terrible time to lose your Section 8. Please play your cards correctly. Please understand.
Now, this is really sad that she has to tell people not to be lying and committing fraud for your Section 8. Now, Zuma says Section 8 is only discounted rent, not free. Sad that people put down people on the program. Well, here's the thing, beloved. It isn't free. We know that. It is discounted. But some of these people's rent is discounted to $5, $10, $15, $20, okay? Now, that's because some of these people actually need Section 8. They may be disabled or have some sort of issues or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that abuse the system, and they should be put down. These people are just lazy, good for nothing, okay? And there's nothing wrong with them to where they can't work. And so they should be called out. And I'm going to continue to do so. Okay, that's how that works. These people are sorry as hell. There's nothing wrong with them. If you're someone who's disabled and you're an elder and you're getting Section 8, that's one thing. But able-bodied people who don't have a thing wrong with them getting Section 8, yeah, you should be put down. Get your ass out and get a job like everybody else. That's what grown people do.
Yesterday said that a lot of women who have Section 8 and are going to lose it are not going to struggle, that they've been committing fraud, mass fraud, that they've had the money to pay rent, but they've been spending that money on bags, cruises, nails, hair, maintenance, so that when this change happens and Section 8 is cut off, they're going to be able to pay rent because they've always had it. They've just been working and playing the system. And you guys let me know in the comments if that's accurate. And if that is accurate, that brings up another question. So they've been on Section 8 for years now. They don't have any credit history. They don't have any payment history. You got to make 3.5 times the rent. How do they propose to show that they make 3.5 times the rent? You can no longer use those fake paycheck stubs because there's a federal system to check that now. There's also a state system to check that. So how are they going to show that they earn money to be able to afford a place, a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home or apartment that they may need? You guys let me know what you think in the comments, because I think that a lot of people are going to be suffering because even though they have the money, they won't be able to show that they earn it.
Yeah, because it's overrun with fraud. Riri says, I guess until it happens to you and you're the one that needed it, then you'll be quiet about it. Some people have kids that they need to raise and get out of school. Now, that's understandable. Some people actually need Section 8. But here's the thing, beloved. I'll say this to you. Some people do need Section 8. And those are the people that should get it, not people that are here lying and committing fraud and lying to get it. That's who I'm talking about. Okay, name one person that planned out their kids. Most people, 90% of the people have kids and get pregnant unexpected. It's just ish happens in his life, in this life. Yeah, things do happen in life. And that's part of being responsible as an adult. Here's the thing. If you already have 2 kids and you're struggling, why would you get pregnant and have 3 or 4? Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that people don't have unexpected things happen to them. We all do. But the bottom line is, if you already are struggling, you're already on Section 8, you're already getting food stamps, you don't have a job, okay, or you have a minuscule job, why would you continue to have kids? You say that things happen, but there are also things that you can do to take precautionary measures. You could not be having relations, okay, that's for number one, or you could use protection. You could get on birth control. Okay, you could have a hysterectomy. There are a lot of things you could do. You could take the morning after pill. So there's no excuse, ma'am. Okay, there's no excuse in my opinion. Now, if you're, like I said, if you're having a hard time and you actually need Section 8, that's fine. But you should not be having a hard time for a whole decade. You should use it as a leg up. If you have children and you're struggling, you get on Section 8 and then you save up money and then you get to where you need to be, then get off of it. That's not Section 8 should not be a ticket for people to sit on their fat behinds, being lazy, refusing to work because Section 8 will get cut off. That's what it shouldn't be. And those are the people that I'm talking about. Now, if I'm stepping on anybody's toes, that's just too darn bad. Okay, because that's how I feel about it. Just like you all can have your opinions, I have mine. Okay, that's how it goes. I'm not upset about your opinion, so nobody should be upset about mine. Because that's just how I see it. It's a whole lot of sorry people out here abusing the system, and that needs to stop. Go get a job.
So my landlord just left my house. I get a knock at the door. It's Saturday, a little bit before noon. I open it. It's my landlord. I'll let her in. She hands me this. She's giving me 24-hour notice that Section 8 is not paying my June rent. tomorrow. Rent is due tomorrow. $1,100. $1,100. She expects me to come up with. Because they are no longer paying my rent, I have to pay it out of my pocket. I don't work. I'm not going to work. I will never have a job, ever. How does the government expect me to keep a roof over my 6 kids' head without Section 8?
She said, how do they expect her to keep a roof over her 6 kids' head without Section 8? First of all, why do you have 6 kids if you're on Section 8? That's for number one. Zuma says, I personally think rental assistance should be permanent to whoever qualifies due to the awful housing market we're in. I'm sure you do, and so do the people that are on Section 8 for decades. That's exactly how they think, beloved. That's exactly how they think. Okay, that's exactly how they think. I think that I would never want to be reliant upon the government for me to live, or for me to have a roof over my head, or for food to eat. And if I ever had to be in that predicament, I wouldn't want to have that as a permanent condition or circumstance of my life, because I would rather do for myself than be waiting for the government to send me something or provide for me. Because if they get to a decision or determination that they no longer want to do it, then what do? You have to fend for self. And everyone that's an adult and that's able-bodied should be doing just that, and they should want to do it. They shouldn't be forced to do it. They should want to. We should all want to take care of ourselves and strive for excellence and strive to have something. That's what we should all be trying to achieve. Our ancestors didn't have Section 8. Okay, right after slavery, they didn't have Section 8. They had to work and do for self. That's why we have a bunch of lazy, trifling, no good people, okay, thugs on the corners and all of that. Fathers not in the home. There's no way in hell I would want Section 8 if I didn't have to have it, okay? Because you can't even have a man in your house out over the age of 18. It's meant to cripple you and to cripple the family unit. So your badass kids don't have a father, especially if you have sons, telling them what to do. So they're raised by the streets. You should think about any government system that tells you that if you're using this, you can't have a man in your house. You don't see how stereotypical and what kind of BS that is? Black people of all people should not want to be on Section 8. And if you get to a point, if you have some shortcomings or you have a struggle period, a hard time, and you have to get on it, that's okay. That's one thing. Don't let that be your circumstance for eternity. Don't let that be your permanent circumstance. Get out and try to find you something better as soon as you can. Okay, so you can get married and have a man in the house with you. Who wants to be on Section 8 and you can't even have a damn man? Or if you do, you have to worry about them popping up, doing inspections, checking in closets, looking under beds to see if there's shoes that belong to a man. This is all crazy, honey. I don't know why in the hell anybody would want to be on Section 8 for a whole decade, even if it was cheap rent. Okay, because cheap rent is more important to you than having a husband, someone to help you raise your kids. Yeah, I don't think so. So Diddy in Dallas says, Queen, I know a lady that was on Section 8. She passed at an early age. Her daughter inherited the house in Section 8. I wonder what her and her 5 kids going to do. Wow. So I didn't know you could inherit Section 8. That's crazy work. Thank you for sharing that information, beloved, and your insight to the topic and for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so let's let this lady finish talking and we're going on to the next.
Just because I've been on it for 13 years doesn't mean I don't need it anymore. I need it now more than ever. $1,100. And you expect me to come up with that in 24 hours. Or I have to get out. So pretty much I'm going to be out on the streets. Because there's no way I can come up with $1,100.
These people are a joke to me. Is she serious? She's been on for 13 years and has 6 kids, ma'am. I hope that was a skit. Let's continue. Like everyone, please like and share. These people are hilarious. How do you live your life in such peril? Okay? 13 years on Section 8, girl, bye.
So let me tell you what the Boston Housing Authority is purposely doing to make people lose their housing. So when it comes to inspections, they schedule inspections, but they do not send the person notice. They did this to me. So I wasn't here on September 2nd. I wasn't here. So they sent somebody out to my house. Mind you, I got no notice, no nothing. If I would have had notice, I would have been home, as always. So, I get the phone call from the inspector. They're like, hi, so-and-so. This is so-and-so from the Boston Housing Inspections Department. I'm here at your apartment. I'm like, what do you mean? I ain't never got no notice that you was supposed to be there today. If I would have gotten notice, I would have been there. I'm like, why didn't I get no da-da-da-da-da? They told me I had to speak to them, blah, 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 blah. Whole thing. And then they confirmed. I was like, ain't I supposed to get notice if you're coming out? The inspector confirmed, yes, you were supposed to have gotten notice stating that I was coming out to your home today. I didn't get notice. I automatically hit up one of the supervisors. And I said what I said. They did this to me a few months ago.
I'm tired of listening to her. Basically, her gripe is that when they do inspections for Section 8, they didn't give her a prior notice. So when they showed up for the inspection, she wasn't at home. So that was an inconvenience or whatever. So I don't know if they cut her stuff off or whatever. But bottom line is that's why you shouldn't be on Section 8. There's nothing wrong with her. Get up and go get a job. Then they did it to you months ago. Well, when they did it to you months ago, you should have known that it possibly could happen again. Okay, that would further make me not want to be on it. And then they come to your house and do inspections. Now, someone told me that when they do these inspections, they can check under your beds and your closets and things to see if you have a man living there, checking in drawers. They check to see how clean your house is and things like that. That's how y'all want to live. All of that is worth cheap rent. Nobody's walking up in my house and checking a damn thing. Okay, you especially not going in my closets and looking under no bed. That's all private areas. That's crazy work. All right, and then I can only imagine what kind of invasive questions they ask when you apply for it. Yeah, that's not for me. Like I said, if I ever had to be on such type of assistance or whatever, it's definitely nothing I would want to be on forever. That I would just be so complacent, okay, and satisfied being on that. I would be looking for the next thing coming, where the next job I can get or further in education or something. This is all crazy. Diddy and Dallas said, like you in jail. Exactly. But hey, some people don't have a problem with living like that, so knock yourselves out. Okay, until Trump cuts your ish off. All right, because I don't have time for it. Now listen to this one. This is all nefarious as far as I'm concerned. Then you got these people out here telling all these lies and whatnot.
It's only $100, $650. I live in California and it's income based.
I'm on your ass. $650? I moved out at 17 years of age. Lived in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house with 2 grown adults who I worked with at a pizza place. And my portion was $600 a month. Fast forward some years later, now 26. My rent is pushing $1,500 and I'm literally in the cheapest apartment that you can get in my area. And it's for a 2-2. I also have a mortgage because I got some land and I ain't got a house on it yet. So I gotta keep renting for a second. I can't even imagine being a grown adult and only paying $600 in rent. Bro, I wish. That's not including a power bill, car insurance. I finally paid off my car notes. I ain't never getting no car notes again unless I'm rich. You thought you ate. Mug's paying $2,000 a month. My homie paying $2,400 a month for rent. Like I said, I'm in the cheapest apartments that you could possibly get where I'm at. And so I lucked out. I lucked out for real. But $650, bro? That ain't shit. I ain't no that ain't shit really. And I'm not down in Section 8. If you need it, you need it. But don't come on here talking about you paying some big bucks because you ain't.
Okay, Zuma says if white people were the stereotypical face of Section 8, they wouldn't be going after it. MAGA said married women should not work. Only if you're a black single mom are you looked down upon. I don't really agree with that. I don't think that people are just looked down upon if you're just because you're a black single mom. Now, if you're single and sorry and you have a bunch of kids and you don't want to work and you're fine getting government benefits, like that lady that we saw that was telling her son that he can't get a job because it'll mess up her Section 8, that should be frowned upon. You should be looked down upon. At the end of the day, I'm looking down on her right now. Okay, because what's there to look up to with that and that mentality? So, and that is stereotypical BS. At the end of the day, white people too are the faces of Section 8. There was just a story that I reported on about 3 years ago of the Orthodox community in New Jersey. A bunch of them were committing Section 8 fraud because they were making way more money, but they were still getting Section 8. Okay, even with most of the cases of Section 8 and welfare fraud, it's people who don't look like us. So that's not it. Okay, and at the end of the day, no matter what the reason they're coming after it, they should come after it. Okay, and they're changing the rules. So here's the thing. When people are saying they're going to lose their Section 8, those are the people that are fraudulently receiving it. Y'all know that, right? You see, the people, because they've changed the rules and the policies as to how you can apply and get approved for it, that's all changing. They're going to be a whole lot stricter. So therefore, it's going to be a whole lot less fraud. So the people that are lying are going to lose their benefits. The people who actually need it, they're still going to be able to get it. The people who actually need it, they're still going to be able to get it because they will have the proof and the paperwork of their financial status because it goes by your income. And if anyone is disabled, they'll have that paperwork too. But as for these people who have been lying, there's a lady who literally told the whole story. She got on TikTok and told a story, and I would show it to you all, but I forgot to send it to my email the day that I looked at it. But this lady told a story about how she actually committed fraud to get her Section 8. She literally said it. Said she went down there and told them she didn't have a home. She didn't have nowhere to stay, so she could get food stamps and Section 8 real quick. And then somebody reported her. Multiple people probably reported her dumb self because she really said all this on a whole TikTok. Okay. And then she comes back whining and complaining later saying that y'all know that video I did where I was saying that I was getting Section 8 and I was staying in a 2-bedroom apartment. She said, now they cut my Section 8 off. Yeah, of course they did, because you were lying. Here she is right here. Here she is right here. I'm going to send this to my email so you all can hear this clown. Okay? But the bottom line is there's a whole lot of people that just lie and commit fraud. Okay? So those are the people that I'm talking about. Now, if you're not somebody who's committing fraud and you're not some lazy person who just doesn't want to do anything and you're on Section 8, or know somebody who is because they actually need it, then I'm not talking to you. Okay, so if it doesn't apply, then let it fly. No one should be bothered. But if the things that I'm saying upset you, well, that's because that's likely you that I'm talking to. That's likely because that's something that you're doing. Okay, that's how that works as far as I'm concerned. Now, with that all being said, likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me go. Now, listen, I'm going to play one more video about this Section 8 thing, and then I want to get into this video about this young lady who claims that she was assaulted in an Uber. I'm sorry, when she was DoorDashing, not in an Uber, but when she was DoorDashing. She claims that she was assaulted, and now she's been fired, and she wants to know why. Now, people are saying that she lied about the whole thing, and we're going to go through the receipts to see what you all think about it. Okay, here we go.
Why everybody mad at Donald Trump? The people that are on Section 8 welfare and food stamps have been on it for years, way before he got in the office. Way before he got it. So why you mad at him? Y'all been scamming this system for so long, and y'all thought y'all was going to have a free ride, but y'all going to have to work. If y'all ain't sick, disabled, and shut in, y'all going to have to work. Y'all gonna see what it feel like to pay some real bills. Y'all ain't gonna be able to call in and miss a day or two to try to lessen your check so they can continue to pay your rent. Y'all ain't gonna be able to do that no more. Y'all ain't gonna be able to pay y'all rent without working now. See, all these people on that stuff should have had money saved. Why y'all ain't saved no money? Y'all knew it was coming to an end. That's why y'all didn't want them in the office.
Yeah, because the Democrats don't want to tell you to do for self. The Democrats are perfectly fine just having you to, stay dependent on the government. Because that way you never get anywhere. Okay? You never become successful. You never really achieve anything.
Because of that video I made of my family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom apartment and me only paying $50, somebody on here was so miserable to go report me that now they gave me an eviction notice for 30 days. So now I need a lawyer. Thanks to y'all taxpayers that are so mad that you're paying my $50 in rent for my 2-bedroom apartment for a family of 7. I don't know how y'all even found out where I live. It's a 10-story apartment building. Y'all found out where I live. Y'all contacted the housing people. I don't know what you said to them, but now me and my family's getting evicted and we're gonna be on the streets. So thanks a lot.
She brought that on herself, honey. That's what she did. She brought that all on herself. She should not. Why would you come in there and admit that you did fraud? Why would you come in there and admit that you went down there and lied and told those people you didn't have anywhere to stay? Why would you tell that? And now you're mad because people reported you? Of course they did. Okay, probably some of your friends who smile in your face, who've been wanting to report you all along, but now they have a reason to because they feel like you can't prove that they did it because now everybody knows. Okay? Deronda said you're welcome. Okay? Exactly. She is welcome with her stupid self. Okay, now you're sitting up here mad. Girl, sit down somewhere. Okay, so now let's talk about this DoorDash person. So this girl goes on a DoorDash. She says the man told her to drop the food at the front door. But when she got there, she says that his door was wide open and he was lying on the couch with his pants and undies pulled down to his ankles, exposed. This is what she says. But the people are saying that she's lying. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, this is how she says the door was. Hold on. Some of the videos she supposedly got rid of. Hold on. I'm not going to show that one first. Hold on, beloveds. Let me see where I'm going. Cracked open. Didn't walk in. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go to the whole story first, where the girl who this happened to tells the story. All right. They're going to show her telling the whole story. Lights up. Here we go.
Gonna be long, but here's every single part of the DoorDash girl story, including the video that TikTok took down, since we're all just making up stuff as well as acting like there's no original video. Hello? So, and I'm gonna blur the part that gets her video taken down so that this one stays up. But yeah, this is all the parts.
That's fucked up. Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working. I was literally working and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while DoorDashing. They just fired me and the police are doing nothing. I lost my job and that was my only way to make money to pay my bills. 3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my 3rd time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter, and TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. And this is the only justice I'm getting, because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. So, hey guys, it's been a minute, a whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you've shown me. It's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard. And that's really helping me through this tough time. So I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate the outpouring of support. So the update is, last night I was made aware, a bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details, but what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements, like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together. That's the update.
Okay, thank her for wasting all her time and breath. But here's the thing. Measure Man, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. And yes, believe all women absolutely can be dangerous. Okay, I don't agree with that because anybody can tell a lie. Okay, so I want you all to pay attention. Sierra says they said leave it at the door. Right. So she should have just set it at the door and walked away. Now she's saying the man S assaulted her, but that's not true because he didn't touch her or come near her. At the end of the day, she could have said that it was sexual harassment, perhaps. But even with that being said, why didn't she just sit the food down and go get in her car and leave? Here's the thing. People are saying that she actually opened that man's door. Now, I don't know if she did or not because I wasn't there, but I don't believe her story because it doesn't make sense. People are saying that there was a video that she did where she actually admitted that she pushed the door open. The door was cracked or whatever, and she pushed the door open, and that's when she saw him. They said that she took that video down. I don't know what, is the actual truth, but here's what I also know. She not only took a video of that man, which she had no business doing, the man is now suing her because the man says that he was drunk. The man says that he was drunk. Well, DJ Big Six, we can't say it's indecent exposure. No, it's not that because he's in his own house. Nobody can say you're indecently exposed when you're in your house and they're outside of it. That's not how it works. So anyway, what I was saying was, not sure of the circumstances, whether she opened the door or the door was open, but the bottom line is she did too much because she videoed that man. She had no business doing that, posted it online. She said the man's name, his name is Austin, and not only that, she gave his address. She doxed him. So the man is suing DoorDash. That's why she was fired. Okay, there's no excuse for her stupidity as far as I'm concerned, and it's not indecent exposure because that man was in his own darn house. She could have just dropped the stuff there and left. It's what she should have done. She wanted to go viral. That's what it was, in my opinion. Now, here's what DoorDash said on their TikTok page. We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it, full stop. Okay, we take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe. And that's exactly what we always want Dashers to do.
Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies. This is the sole reason that the Dasher's account was deactivated, along with the customers, while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to her earnings, because that's another thing. She's acting like they're not going to give her money, saying my money was in that account. They're going to give her money. Okay, they just likely will send her a check because they deactivated her account. We know that these are sensitive situations, and we want every Dasher to know if you ever feel unsafe or experience something concerning, come to us. We're here to listen, act, and support. Okay, she was out of pocket. Like I said, you cannot be sitting up there video recording that man and then posting it all over the internet. That was crazy. Why did she do it? Made no sense to me. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's go to a couple more of these videos. Here we go.
An update, and you're not going to believe this. Here's the update. He's got door cam footage, and he is pressing charges, rightfully so. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this lady recently went viral because she is crashing out all over social media because DoorDash let her go after she reported a case of SA while she was on the job and would not explain why. Not only that, she keeps getting strikes on all of her social media accounts, and she just doesn't understand why. She was instructed to take the man's food and leave it on the front porch. Instead, she decided to open a door that was closed. There's door cam footage now that reveals that. She peeks inside, way inside, and she sees a man asleep on his couch. Apparently, he had too much to drink and fell asleep drunk on the couch with his pants down before his food even got there. She then decides to take out her phone and record the man indecent on his couch inside of his own home. So she's got this footage of this innocent man laying on his couch inside of his own home, indecent. She decides to post it on all of her social media platforms. Then she posts that man's name and address all over social media. She doxed him. TikTok keeps taking her videos down because you're not supposed to post people like that online. She is crashing out because she thinks she should be allowed to tell her story and show that man exposed all over her social media platforms. That man had a door cam. He has footage of her opening the door that was closed but not locked and letting herself into his apartment. That video was put up and quickly taken down because he is pressing charges and he can't post that kind of evidence online. So we're going to see how this unfolds in the next coming months because we're not letting this story go. She's trying to ruin that man's life for no reason. Y'all.
Hey, just like a Karen. This is why that believe all women BS will never fly with me. Okay, sitting up there lying on that man, he has her on camera. Okay, and there's some people out here convinced that she's telling the truth. There's some people out here convinced that she's telling the truth, but that man has door cam footage of her opening the door. Okay?
Ball when I see it, and I peep something about the DoorDash situation. Let's be clear, I'm not here to argue how she felt. Feeling violated or offended is a matter of opinion, not fact. But when we start to label things as sexual assault, we have to separate things from what's factual and what's feeling. She posted multiple follow-up videos, and there's one in particular I want to bring attention to.
Pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So nope, they took that right down.
Look, I can't even say the word ass in the comment section without getting a violation. Here she's saying TikTok removed her video because they're trying to silence her essay, and the fact that it was over a minute, she wasn't going to be able to get paid for it. And that right there, that's what raised my eyebrow. Because when you're making a video about serious accusations and in the same sentence using the word monetization, it starts to feel like maybe there were other motives in how this was presented. And again, she might have genuinely felt unsafe. But once you post somebody asleep, naked in their own home, without their consent, and push a narrative that suggests physical assault, let's be honest, the essay narrative was exaggerated. I know ball when I see it, and I peep something about the DoorDash situation. Let's be clear, I'm not here to argue how she felt. Feeling violated or offended is a matter of opinion, not fact. But when we start to label things as sexual assault, we have to separate things from what's factual and
Someone said maybe she has mental illness. I don't think there's anything wrong with her mentally. I think she knew exactly what she was doing and she wanted to go viral. Okay, she wanted to make money on TikTok. Some people out here do anything and stop at nothing. Okay, at the end of the day. DJ Big Six said she actually lied and committed fraud today.
Looks that way. Whether the door was cracked and she opened it, whether the door was opened
As a DoorDasher, what gives you the right to record a man naked, put his name and address in the video, and then post it online? And then turn around and say you have been sexually assaulted. For the people that are defending this lady, please look up what the definition of sexual assault is, and then come back to my video. You said you didn't know why DoorDash fired you. Yet you posted this man naked on TikTok while door dashing his food. You said out of your mouth the police said there was nothing that they could do. The man clearly made no sudden movements towards you. Yet you were sexually assaulted. Yet you're the victim. Mind you, from the original video, she was standing at an angle and I couldn't tell he was fully naked from the waist down until she zoomed in. Not to mention she can't post the original video like y'all are asking her to, because the original video is her sitting up there posting that man naked. If it was me, I would have left that man food at the edge of the porch and ran, because serial killers are real. And let me...
Okay? She was out of pocket, no matter how we look at it, no matter how you slice it, okay? And then here's a video, because they say that the door was cracked. Some people are arguing that the door was cracked, and then they try to show a receipt. Well, here's the receipt. I want y'all to see this, because this is a fraudulent receipt, according to sources. All right, they say this is all fraudulent. Please pay attention.
I have to post this because I feel like I haven't seen anybody talking about it. Obviously, the DoorDash situation. This is the only screenshot that I've seen that has been like people's proof that she opened this guy's door and that it was just cracked and she just opened it all the way. If you pay attention, it's clearly cropped. Like, look how tall it is compared to how wide it is. That's not normal. You can literally see the cropped text over here. And this is the door swinging outwards, which is how front doors are built. Okay, and then if we look at this one, you can see it's like clearly the same angle. You can like see, it's like it's you just couldn't see the flag. You couldn't see that shit because it was all cropped out, and it's the same angle. It's the same thing, and it's a cropped image that people are using to say that she pushed his door open, and that's why there's literally only a screenshot and not a single person has come through and had a video or a screen recording of that actually happening, because
Okay, so that's for people that were saying the door was cracked and that she pushed it open or whatever. At the end of the day, I find it all very interesting. Now, here is this guy doing a video about it, and he says, proof she didn't walk into the man's home. Well, at the end of the day, hold on, let me see something here. I don't think I'm going to show that because he didn't do a good editing. He didn't do a good job editing out the man's rear end. Okay, so I'm not going to show that clearly. Okay, so anyway, it is what it is. Some people believe her and some don't. I don't. Her story sounds sketchy. And then the fact that she's sitting up there playing crazy and dumb, talking about she doesn't know why TikTok keeps taking down the video. Girl, because you can't show nudity on there. That's common sense. How does she not know that? Okay, is she slow? I don't know. But at the end of the day, what she did was dead wrong, and that's why she got in trouble about it. Okay, so Nelson G said, even if it was cracked, he said, leave it at the door. Exactly. Why didn't she just follow the instructions? Okay. Why didn't she just follow the instructions? And then you're going to sit there and record him? First of all, that's crazy work, because if I was the dasher and I saw someone's door open and their butt out like that, I would have just dropped the food and just took off and got in my car as quick, fast, and hurry. Why would I take out my phone and record them for what? She wanted to go viral. That's all that was. Okay, she knew what she was doing, and then talking about she was assaulted. Girl, the man didn't touch you. He was drunk and fell asleep right there. Probably went to use the bathroom before she came and just fell on his couch like that because he's drunk. People do weird stuff when they're drunk. But the door, if that man has actual video footage like they say that he does of her opening the door, well, she's in trouble, because she should have left it at the door. If you knock on the door, ring or call the person's phone and they don't answer, just do whatever the instructions are for you to do. Okay? It's all crazy. Metro Man said, I hope he took her tip back. Took back the tip. Okay. Anyway, with that all being said, thank you, beloved, for your contribution to the channel and your insight to the topic. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm about to be out of here. Hold on, but before I do, hold on. Let's go to this last report about Trump and these food stamps. I mean, not food stamps, but Section 8. Hold on, I forgot to show you all this. This is a news report from a few months ago when Trump was already talking about it. Okay, here we go. Then we're out.
Amid a nationwide housing crisis, the Trump administration is pushing to impose a 2-year time limit on Section 8 vouchers in public housing. A study from New York University warns that more than 1.4 million households could lose assistance. Landlord groups also say the plan could lead them to stop accepting vouchers altogether. Critics say the policy could worsen homelessness nationwide.
Well, no doubt about that. I think that it probably will. I think that it actually will. So, bottom line is people who don't have any disabilities or whatever, who are perfectly fine to get up off their ass and work, just like that girl who was sitting there in the bed telling her son, her hair all over her head, sitting in the bed telling her son, you're gonna get my Section 8, my link card cut off. Yeah, get your behind up and go get a job. Okay, people like her are the main people I'm talking about. Right? We should all be talking down to them so they can get up and do something with themselves. All right, they're stereotypes. Those are the types of people that make black folk look bad because they're stereotypes. Get out and work and be productive citizens in society like the rest of us. Okay? Period. Any public assistance is for a hand up and should never be used as a forever thing. I've used them both and own a home and worked. Exactly, beloved. Jiku Yumi, I hope I said your name right. I like that. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. It should be for a leg up. If you're going through a period of struggle, having a hard time or whatever, can't afford daycare for the kids and this and that, and you got to stay home for a minute or whatever, that's a whole nother story. But these people that's been on here, like that lady said, she's been on Section 8 for 13 years and has 6 children, and then the end of this month she's going to have to pay $1,100 and she doesn't know where she's going to get it from. Honey, you should have that $1,100 and plenty more in your bank account because you've been paying less rent for all these 13 years. And you have 6 kids. Aren't some of those kids teenagers? They should have been working too. See, that's the thing. She's going to have to go to work and source some of those kids. And that's how it should be. I had to work when I was a teenager. I had a job since I was 15. Okay? Please. I was taught you work for what you want and you eat what you kill. Period. Now, with that all being said, I mean, y'all never heard that old saying, teach a man to, give a man fish, he eats for a day, but teach him to fish and he can live for a lifetime, he can eat for a lifetime. Don't you want to be in a predicament where you can do for yourself? You don't have to sit there and wait for a handout? Please. People coming in and checking your house, looking under beds and closets. Yeah, no, not for me. Okay, so anyway, that all been said, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, and never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. This makes
in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got